You know what I don't understand is like people who, you know, I don't know, like sort of wastes time sometimes when you're having a conversation with someone and you're trying to figure out where is this conversation leading to, you know, like what do you want? What do I want? And then you try to figure that out together. You're like, okay, maybe we're interested on the line, and then you walk away from it, right? Okay, I get that. But you know what I don't get is like when you make it clear what it is that you want, but they can just continue on and on, or they just like, you know, they're like a wall. You're like talking to a wall. They don't seem to like, they don't seem to understand what it is that you're asking for, which is okay, I get that. But then why continue to play the game? You know, like why continue to just, I don't want to say lead someone on, but it does get a bit frustrating, you know? Here's what I don't get, like me, for example, like if I need something or I want something, I'm like, okay, I need A, B, and C. I'm gonna surround myself with these things, try to figure out how to get it. If you're this person who can help me get it, then I'll talk to you, try to like suss out what it is that you want. And then, you know, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. I get that. But there's nothing more annoying when someone like interjects himself into your life thinking that you're trying to help you some way when they're not, and they know they're not. Ah. Or another weird one is like you're like, okay, me for example, like I love movies, I love film, I love media, I'm trying to get into it because I'm very fascinated by what it is. If you're not in that wheelhouse and you're doing something completely different and you're not only eating away at my time, right, but you're trying to like interject somehow or prevent me from doing those things, I don't even understand that. It's like telling someone to do the thing that you want them to do, but you're not going to pay them for it. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine as like, as an employer, right? So you hire somebody, and then the agreement is, okay, this person's going to do X, Y, Z for you, and then you got to pay them for the job, right? Because that's how it is, because you're telling them to do this thing for you. You're the one with the request. So in return for that request, you have to pay them for their time. See how that works? Now imagine you want someone to do something with their life. Imagine that. You want them to do something with their life. They don't even want to do it. But then you want them to foot the bill for everything, for the thing you want to do. Can you imagine how insane that is? I want you to do the thing I want you to do, but for you to do it, I'm going to give you 0 resources. It's crazy. I don't get it, you know? Leave people to their own, you know? I don't get it at all. The amount of time wasting too, you know? I don't get that too. It's not time, I guess a little bit of it is like goal frustration. Everybody gets frustrated when your goals don't get met. I get it, you know? You want to get this done, you want to do this thing with your life, you want to, and sometimes you're just not getting there, you know? Sometimes you're just talking to the wrong people. Some people are just wasting your time, you know? There's a lot of that too. Some people do it by accident, they don't know they're doing it, and some people purposely do it, you know? There's those individuals. And then there's the people who don't even know what they want, and then they bring you into their just like their cloud of confusion, and you don't know what's going on, you know? You don't know what this person wants, you don't know what, if they know what they want, and then you're trying to figure, and it's just messy, it's irritating, it's just yeah, I don't get it, you know? I do get it, but like it gets kind of annoying, like especially when someone pretends like they're trying to help you when they're not trying to help you. There's that one too, that really irks me, you know? When someone pretends like they have your best interest at heart when they really don't, and they're just like, trying to sabotage you, or like setting some up for like failure, you know? You know they're not gonna be able to do it, so you're just gonna tell them to go do it. It is so nasty. I don't even get it, because like the result from all of that is just like, it can get really nasty. You don't know how a person's gonna react to something like that, you know? Some people go crazy, they'll go violent, you just don't know what's like, I don't know. I don't get it, you know? I don't get it. Like, If you're of sound mind and judgment, you just go do the thing, you know. If it isn't that, then you do something else. It's so annoying. And the reasons for it, I get it. I mean, sometimes you might be like, I don't know, you might hate a person for some, maybe you're jealous, envious, maybe you have some sort of like history with this person. I know, I get it, everybody does. But like, just move on, you know? Move on. Nobody cares. If you live in the past, I don't know what to tell you. Go get an archaeologist or something, go dig up some bones. I don't care, you know? I don't care. Yeah. Or that's another one. People are like, oh, people never change. Yes, they do. People change. If they don't, you're on the spectrum, all right? People change. Things change, you know? People grow old. That's what happens. If it's hard for you to like understand that, I don't know what to tell a person. Like, and if you don't like the fact that people do change and you're trying to hold them back and bring them into like whatever bullshit, whatever mud you're stuck in, I mean, go jump off a cliff. I'm not saying you should do that, but still, like, this is it's like that scene, like, you know that scene in the movie where like everybody's usually like hanging from a cliff? It's like one of those like it's literally a cliffhanger. Like, you got people like, you know, they're all stuck by a rope, and then the last person is like, okay, I'll save everybody else and cut myself loose. You know, he's like, I'm gonna die anyways. Like, he's like, if I stay, we're all gonna die. But if I like cut myself loose, at least some of you will survive and go on. So a lot of people wouldn't do that. What they would do is they would drag everyone down with them with the rope and be like, screw you guys, we're all gonna die. You know, a lot of people are like that. For good reason. I mean, I might be like that too with certain people, just, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, you don't even understand too. Like, let's say you want something. Like, let's say a lot of people complain about, oh, I'm not making enough money. I don't want to work this job. I want to, like, you know, be more financial. Maybe you want to start something. I get that, obviously, and it's very hard to do that. I'm not saying it's easy, but let's say you complain about these things, right? And then you come across someone in your life like, hey, I want to do this thing too. They're very driven, you know, they have ideas, they're willing to execute these ideas, but you're just like not doing anything about it. At what point should you just like shut up then and then just, you know, go about your merry way and do whatever it is that you're doing? Because like, if someone comes across in your life and like, hey, I'm also the same thing, I want to do these things as well, I want to create something new, I want to make way more money than I am now, because like, you know, my current circumstance stinks, so anything better than this is a plus, so you really have nothing to lose. See how that works? But yet if you don't do that and you continue to complain, then like I said, shut up and continue to go on your merry way, you know? Doesn't make any sense. It's like a friend who always complains. They're like, oh, I'm having this problem, and then you offer solution. They don't take you up on the solution. They don't do nothing. They just continue to just vent about the same issue over and you're like, eventually you're like, is this about the problem, or do you just like doing this, like this, venting, you know? But why am I frustrated? Because I didn't get what I wanted last night. That's probably why. It's not that I'm entitled. I don't like it when I see someone I deem less than me or dumber than me getting the fruits of my labor. Does that make any sense? But again, you can't control a person's decision making too, right? I mean, that's the thing too. Like, you're free to make whatever decision, no matter how like ill-informed or no matter how bad of a decision it is. You're still free to do that, you know? Does it piss me off? Yeah, because I didn't get what I wanted. But that's how it works. But yeah, goal frustration. Yeah, because I want to, like, you know, I want to go into media. It's something I'm really interested in. Clearly, like I like movies, you know, stories, meaning, what this means, the power of it, you know. This, you know, being captured for people to consume, and then they get an understanding like an understanding of who they are too, you know, from like reflection and all the things that go with it, you know, like human nature, the human condition. But like if it doesn't have to do with that, like stop wasting my time, you know. Also, if you don't want to do that and you're pretending like you do, like, you know how you have like someone claims something and then you have a conversation with them and you like ask them certain questions and it's clear they just don't know. So just say you don't know, you know. Don't, people say fake it till you make it. Yeah, I get it, but like, yeah, I'm a little frustrated. Yeah, you know, I didn't get what I wanted. That's the issue too. Like if you are gonna like have some sort of like exchange with a person, you guys sort of have to figure out what it is both parties want. And to go about doing that, you have to like talk in a matter where, I mean, some people are just, they're not straightforward, you know. It would be easier if it was. It's just like, hey, I want A, B, and C. Can you do this for me? And that's it. But some people like, you know, a little, they like skirting around the, or they like what's implied, you know, reading between the lines, because there's a game being played, which is kind of stupid, you know. I mean, if for me, I think the best way to get from point A to point B is a straight line. That's me. Some people like to zigzag and go around and try to figure out what it is or what it isn't. You're not, like, who cares, you know? Just say what it is, and if it isn't that, you move on. But I get it. I mean, it is a little hard to do that sometimes, to be very upfront. Some people don't like confrontation, you know, for good reason. I mean, it makes them uncomfortable. I get that. But you know what's really irritating? Like when you're just wasting a lot of time and you're like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Where is it leading to? Like, you know, like none of that is getting them sorted out, and you're just like, what the hell's going on? And then you have all these emotions being built up, and you don't know why they are, why you feel the way you do, or why this person feels the way they do. Such a waste. Yeah. Yeah, but nothing irritates me more than a person, like, you don't want to, you ever play those like video games where you're like racing, you know, like Mario Kart or something, and the person tries like to sabotage you, like they throw a monkey wrench or some sort of banana trying to screw you up, because you're in a race. I get it, you know, like you're all getting to the same goal, but that doesn't make sense in like a field, for example, where there doesn't have to be one winner. Does that make sense? Like if you're racing, yes, because you're all on the same road and there could only literally be one winner, you know, first, second. But when it comes to like, I don't know, something is very like broad and long term, it's like, say, a career or field you work in, it's not like if you win, that's it, you know. Many people think a lot of things in life are zero sum, like a race. I guess it is to a certain extent, yes. When it comes to, let's say, market share, you come out with a product, and then, well, if you're the first one to, you know, market, I mean, you sort of set the tone. Or, you know, like if you're the first place somewhere and you stick your flag in the ground, yeah, you're the first one there, so you sort of set the tone and set like the rules thereafter. But most of you aren't on the edge of things, you know. Most of you aren't on the edge of exploring something new or being so innovative. You're about to like break free from, most of you are just working in fields that have already been constructed, you know. They're fields, which means there's already boundaries there, someone already created. So it's not like you're gonna be the first in that thing to do, I don't know, especially in art, you know. That's what I don't get, like being the first to do something. Art is like one of those strange things where it's like, it's not really quantitative, you know, like it's, although some people might be like very groundbreaking, like in like setting like a tone or a trend, for example, and then everybody sort of like does the same thing after, yeah. But it shouldn't prevent you, or you shouldn't like prevent someone else from doing something just because you feel like you should be the first one to do it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in that respect. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, some people wouldn't, some people would disagree with me. They'd be like, no, there's no rules when it comes to that. You should do whatever it is that you have to do to get there. Should you get rich or die trying? That seems a bit extreme, but For some guys, that works. That's who they are. They have a certain mindset that allows them to do that, you know? A certain disposition that allows them to do that. Most people can't do that. They're just not cut of that fabric, you know? So you'll do whatever is necessary to get your goal satisfied. That means when I say net, they're willing to do everything and anything to reach that goal. Now, some people would be like, nah, there are certain things I wouldn't do. Other people would do literally anything, you know? Even risk life, limit, you know? Everyone around them. I wonder, would they be the one that would just like take everybody with them? If they were the last one on that rope hanging from a cliff? Or would they cut themselves and be like, hey, there's no point, at least these people will live? Because like if you're like the type where you're like, you know what, if I don't get my goal satisfied, no one does, that is a very like, whew, that's a very vindictive, not even, yeah, that's an all or nothing approach, really. If I don't win, nobody wins. That's a very zero sum. No, would that be, that's very zero sum. If I don't win, nobody wins. But also the opposite of that isn't true either. Everybody wins. That's not true either, guys. So those are two extremes. Yeah. Two extremes are everybody wins, no. And the extreme is either I win or nobody wins. That's also very extreme, you know? Two extremes. Somewhere in the middle, you know? You might, like it is, like I said, it's a give and take, you know, an exchange. You're like, okay, maybe I'll win a little bit. This person gets a little bit, whatever they need, I get whatever that I need. But sometimes that balance goes like it goes unbalanced. You know, you're not getting the things you need. They're getting way too much, you know? And then you get strife, you feel frustration, you feel a little depleted, you know? So you gotta figure out what that is. But yeah, everybody wins and only I win. God, that doesn't, neither of those really work, you know? Somewhere in the middle. But yeah, I guess there is like I guess I gotta figure out how to do that, you know? Like whatever those goals are, whatever, I gotta figure out how to like suss that out of a person. But again, some people just aren't direct, you know? Some people like, you know, be very poetic and metaphorical and, you know, allegorical. Instead of just saying the thing that it is they want to do, can you do that for me? No, then you move on, you know? It would be easy if you could do that, eh? Remember when you were like kids, like you send a note to like your crush, be like, hey, do you like me or not? Yes or no? And that's it, you know, it's very binary, you know? You wouldn't have to like, but some people like the games now that go into that. But then if you like to play that game, right? Like you're not very like straightforward, you gotta figure, then you can't really get upset then when the wires get crossed, you know? Like you don't know what's going on anymore, they don't know what's going on, then you really can't. Wouldn't that be ridiculous, like to play like a game like that and then you get upset because the game turned out to be the way that it was, like that it is, like it just, it's so stupid. Say what it is that you want, you know? And if the person can satisfy that, if they can't, no. If there's some way maybe you can meet in the middle, sure. But if not, then no. Then that's it, you move on. Ugh. That's the worst. Like to like, I don't want to say leading someone on, because like, I mean that even saying that has like negative connotations in society now. But like, it does, because it's also like it's a move, you know, to do that, because there's a certain power with that, to lure someone in when you know nothing is to come of it, because then you're gonna build a lot of frustration in this person, and it'll screw them up a bit, you know. It might like, it'll get them distracted, you know, because you are sort of playing with their needs. Because if you know they want this thing, and even though you know you can't provide it, but you just give them the like hope, if you will, if you give them the hope or the assumption that they'll get it, and just continue to lead them on, I don't know, that to me is a dangerous game, you know. Because for you, you might get some sort of like release from that. You don't know that you can do this to this person, but then eventually the frustration is going to build, and you don't know how they'll react. I don't know. Whatever. That's my take on it. Yeah. Media. Me, media. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. So, I like dirty white girls, dirty white girls, dirty white girls. French rap. So